all. Still just a little bit of clouds hanging around it. And there's more forming already on the right. Won't get it for long, that's for sure. I'm happy I was able to come all the way out to get it, half an hour. It's worth it if you want to get the sun. Hi, welcome everyone. Thanks so much for taking the time to subscribe to this YouTube channel. It is greatly appreciated. This is today's sun, December 20th. 2021. Look at all the sunspots, and at the same time I'll back out a little bit more and you will see all the plasma lifting up off the sun. And again, there are sunspots from north, south, east, and west. I think just the south, there's none. But then again, off to the bottom left there, you can see quite a bit. I'll filter it like I usually do with the regular green filters, adjusting the exposure so that we can see the surface of the sun as close as we can. Then we're going to examine a whole bunch of anomalies, captures beside the sun, both recent and even a couple back in the end of 2018, beginning 2019. This year was a good year to catch a lot of new large objects. So this is today's sun, and now we're going to head over to look at some anomalies that I caught beside the sun. This year, 2021, was an incredible year for large captures. This channel is being hacked, it's being rolled back, so I appreciate each and every time you take the time out of your day or week or month to come by and at least check out a video. It's very helpful. It's all thanks to you that we're now 90,000 subscribers, and I thank you all so very much. Those new subscribers just arriving to the channel, check out the UFO videos on the moon. It's the most controversial videos that are circulating on YouTube right now. An object that has an extending line coming from it that you see catches on fire, gets very, very bright. And again, it doesn't mean they're all catching on fire. Leonard is going towards the sun as we approach Christmas, as we look at this sun flare, but it's not actually going to be getting brighter, Leonard. It's actually an optical illusion that the sun is giving us, that these objects that are going by the sun are very bright. So we've got to be careful with that. We can tell. Like, I've shown some on fire. I'm sure you all remember. In this video, there's a lot of captures, a lot. And I left out also a lot of captures. So we'll yet again going over that. Look at the shape of the asteroids, y'all. Potato shapes. So that's all asteroids, okay, except for Oumuamua, which is not even considered an asteroid. They say it's alien. Check this out. Do you think that could be an asteroid? Definitely not, because it's not one that we've ever seen that shape or form. It's definitely a dark triangle shape. It could be going forward, and we're seeing that optical illusion like it's turning, like somebody told me, or with its nose upwards, and it's actually traveling sideways at very, very high speeds. Here's a chocolate chip going by the moon. Each of them get names. It's not for nothing. Things like that. Like, they get these silly names sometimes because they look so much like things like the chocolate chip. Here's the real speed of that dark triangle and the other UFO. So the frame rates, guys, if you don't slow down the footage, 99% of these objects, approximately, are not going to be seen. That's most of them. Because they're going too fast. And then when you slow it down, if you don't bring the exposure down, you're still not going to see it because of the bright sun. So there's nothing helping you. There's nothing helping us to try to get these objects. You have to be very patient. And of course, it's very possible to capture them. Look at these large objects. We're talking about objects as big, if not bigger, far bigger actually than Earth, that are going by the sun. When an object goes by the sun, it almost always breaks up. right? Because the sun wins all the time when little objects go by, even big objects. Comets, they disintegrate and they become vapor. And what's this object? Turning in front of the sun. One of my favorites, turning in front of the sun. There's a couple of other objects too, like there's 3 or 4 other objects this month that I didn't put in this video. Literally see a fire and smoke of these objects. But this object is billowing. The intensity of light, you see it sparkling, whether it be just the sun reflecting on it or it's actually close to the sun and burning up. It's not always easy deciding whether yes or no when we're looking at these things, but it doesn't matter. They're amazing captures, and more than happy to be able to share them with you. This one really gets to me because, you know what? It's literally a triangle, right? But it has its nose elongated and bent downwards, as you'll see when I zoom up on it properly. It literally does look like that dark triangle I caught. And the dark triangle was captured a couple of days before. Hey, that's slowed down. The speed of that was even faster. Look at that going by. And you do see it's hugging the sun as it's going by. And often I look up information, and of course you all know yourselves, the information online varies, right? If they tell you 78,000 tons of dust particles hit Earth per year, well, give or take, it's an estimate. So estimates for the mass of material that falls on Earth each year, actually, guys, ranges from 37,000 to 78,000 tons. And most of this mass we're talking about pieces that are dust-sized particles. There was a study in 1996 looking at the number of meteorites found in deserts over time. Calculate that for objects in the 10 gram to 1 kilogram size range, 2,900 to 7,300 kilograms per year hit Earth. Unlike the number above this does not include the small dust particles. They also estimate between 36 and 166 meteorites that are larger than 10 grams fall to Earth per million square kilometers. Anyways, I could go on and on. There's a whole bunch of different readings, and in reality, looking at the sky, that's how you're going to find out yourself, by actually looking up at the sky. So many favorite captures. Crawl Face's captures coming up, one of his favorites. This is one of my favorites, that triangle. There's the speed of it going by. Whoop. No, actually, yes, it is. Actually, no. Here, this is even slowed down. This is not real speed, actually. The real speed was a lot faster, and I showed it at the beginning of the video. So, you can't get any closer than that. And you obviously see, we can all know and confirm visually, that is not an asteroid. And if so, I hope it is, because I would have caught the first triangular asteroid. How am I having problems speaking? How awesome would that have been? It would have been absolutely amazing. Oh, you see what just went by? That's an object that went by over the sun that you don't know what it is. It's some type of mysterious object, and not the big one that you just saw. This was huge going by. Let's see that again, filtered here. That's one of Crawlface's, one that he liked, that he appreciated. I guess who wouldn't? I mean, look at that. The filter that I used, you could see clearly that it's showing a lot of light that's around the sun, and here's a different angle. You can just clearly see it's lying down the image so that you can see this asteroid approaching you as it's passing by the sun. It's absolutely ginormous, and you know what? It's bigger than Earth. So what do you think? It does look like Oumuamua. It was a while back, a couple of years ago, 2019. So who says that that's not Oumuamua? It even looks like it has a light in front of it. Let's see that again. You'll see at one point there, that light that's in front of it, it almost looks like it's got a bloody headlight. But anyways, that's an object whizzing by the sun, ever so close. Precious moments, amazing captures. NASA does not show us these big ass objects going by the sun. They show us illustrations most of the time. It's just quite amazing. There's that light at the end of it. Just amazing to be able to see it. And there you can see that it's in a rotation, guys, an orbit. Look at it. It's not like, you know what I mean? You could see it. It's not going by the screen. It's coming from the back of the sun going around. And it doesn't mean it's around the sun, but it's very close to it or at a distance, which could still be millions of miles. You know, we see it beside the sun, but it still could be very far from the sun. That's what the hardest thing is out there in space, calculating the distances. They're all estimate distances. You know that. Everything they said. Here's some more plasma balls or even asteroids skimming the sun's corona as it's going by. I was able to capture it. And look, I was even able to see it spiraling. Watch this. You'll see it that's pretty much the limit of pixelation. And you see it there spiraling around. So objects that are bigger, guys, will be pixelated before the small objects in an image. Understand? The sun's starting to get pixelated, but that small image is clear. It's far out. Pretty cool to be able to see it going by the sun. So there's so many captures by the sun. Yeah, you just saw that. That was the coronal mass ejection, a little glimpse of it, and that's what we're going to go see forward and backwards. And that, almost the first time that I see an object stationary beside the sun. And when I say beside the sun, it could be very far away back behind the sun. But look at it, guys. It's a real object. The clouds went over it. Everything stayed there. Pair of pants in the sky that I caught. Levi's spaceship. Scientists say here's some debris probably, every 1.8 years, large asteroids, 1 to 3, can go by the sun. That's why once in a while, every year or so, and look at it the way you want. It's every 1.5 to 2 years that I capture a large object beside the sun, and that's besides. Those are asides the ones I've missed. Obviously, lots of them. Coronal mass ejection had the amazing chance to see the sun for the first time. Those are layers of the sun that you're seeing separating right there, my friends, because we can see it with the filter, and then. What looks like a spaceship, I'm sorry, it looks like the Starship Enterprise, but look what would supposedly be, if I was to be a normal human being and say what other scientists say, it could be plasma, obviously leaving the sun, which is very concerning. This one here was hopefully not going towards Earth, and you could see that is massive. It's breaking the magnetic field of the corona. Something physical is leaving from inside of the gases and the plasma of the sun, and it's that plasma cloud, ginormous, many Earth lengths. It's the whole length of the bloody sun. Look at it as it's coming out, and that's a coronal mass ejection. So the Levi's pair of pants. I wasn't kidding. This object was stationary beside the sun for at least 45 minutes. I pulled over in Montreal in Quebec to take a view and shot of it. And that's what it is. It's a V. At the beginning, I said, oh, well, a plane starting to do a chemtrail, because that's how it starts out, even though this one was a little odd. You could see that it's totally out of place. It's sitting over the sun. There's some clouds just underneath it, and this is in the clearing, like it's deliberately, not like, it is showing itself to us, whether it be deliberate or not. It's totally amazing, guys, seeing this. I was able to see this the Dobbs object, whatever you want to call it. It sure looks like it. That was pretty quick. Back it up if you want to see the houses. I zoom in from the sky. Here's from the car. It's right there. It's in the sky. I'm going to move the image, and it's really visible. You can clearly see it's not a spot in the window, which I'm not hiding. This is through a window there. Thanks so much, guys. If you're here watching the videos, you're supporting the channel. Christy, Lindsay, thank you so much. I love you so much, you guys, for the amazing contributions and support on my event. Dan Hooks, thanks, bro. C. Crawlface, Turjay Micklin, Danny Perot, and the list goes on. I love you guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for taking the time to subscribe to this channel. Up there on the moon, they may be even coming right here soon. Aliens are mining on the moon, yes they are.
better, cause disclosure's coming soon. Disclosure's coming